Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of a NASCAR Heat 5 career mode here on the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. Today we have a very important race here. Now it's the elimination race for the round of 16 where we are the first car out behind Daniel Suarez. It says 0. That's inaccurate. We are 3 points below the cut line as McDowell has some work to do. He could realistically point his way in. Cindric maybe, but realistically has to win. Ryan Preece is basically a must-win scenario as well here now as we come into this Bristol weekend. I'm pretty confident that we're going to be able to beat Daniel Suarez here for that final spot to get into the round of 12 here today. He struggles at short tracks. We excel on short tracks in this colleague program. We as well had news coming into this weekend. The final car for colleague was announced as there is going to be 3 full-time colleague cars next season. We know that we're in the 16 still, Allmendinger in the 13, but full-time in the 31 will be Daniel Hemrick. He is getting the call back up for a second chance in the Xfinity Series. Of course, in the Cup Series. He's coming up from the Xfinity Series. Of course, he has done a season of Cup Series racing in the number 8 for Richard Childress Racing. I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago it feels like at this point, when the team really sucked, so it was really hard to kind of get a sample of what he was capable of behind a Cup Series car. Obviously an Xfinity champion, let's not forget that. Daniel Hemrick did win an Xfinity championship. He won 1 race in all the top 3 series of NASCAR, and it counted quite heavily, so he's going to get a second shot in Cup. He will be our full-time teammate. Chandler Smith, though, he will be on Colleague's Xfinity program one more time for a full-time season before he looks to make a move up into the Cup Series. Will it be with Colleague or will it be with another team? We'll have to wait and see. Of course, it depends on how he performs in the Xfinity Series. So we come through into qualifying, running the outside lane. That's the only way we're going to be fast here in Bristol. We go down into 3 and 4, getting up into this 3rd lane all the way up by the wall, a few feet off of it, but we exit turn 4, and it's going to be a 16.101, which beats the goal, and that puts us P17 here for the Bass Pro Shops night race, as this is going to be a really interesting one to see where Daniel Suarez is. P19. We come in 3 points below the cut line, of course, so we just got to beat him by 3 to tie and 4 positions to advance into the round of 12 here tonight. Now, things are easy. We only got to focus on one driver, and that's Daniel Suarez. You see the rest of the order there. 10th place, Ross Chastain, and up in the front, it's going to be Kyle Larson and Briscoe, your front row. As well, we had other series trucks in Xfinity racing this weekend as well, and the truck series, they are well underway in their playoffs, but it was actually Ty Majeski that would pick up the victory in Kansas over Stuart Friesen. Haley Deegan with a career best 3rd place effort there. You see the rest of the finishing order, and of course we'll check the playoff standings at the end of the episode. Tony Bradinger down in 32nd. Xfinity Series action here. AJ Allmendinger picked up the victory in Texas. That locks him into the next round. That's the first race of their playoffs in Xfinity, as we're going to get ready to go Cup Series racing Saturday night in Bristol.
We're ready to roll in Bristol for the round of 16 elimination race. Just 12 remain after tonight as we're set to watch Daniel Suarez face off against Gary Owen for the final spot in.
This is going to be a heck of a race with lots of tradition, guys, and we can see a lot of chaos too, which could make or break someone's playoff run.
And watch for the guys below the cut line to get desperate on calls and decisions tonight, guys. Their whole year on the line tonight.
Gary Owen, this is Steve Letarte up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
You come in two tonight, 3 points below the cut line. Give us an idea of your plan tonight.
Well, Steve, we're just going to run our race like normal. I'm pretty confident we're just going to outpace the 99 tonight. So, obviously, the ball's in our court, and they're going to have to get real defensive and maybe do some desperate stuff.
All right, I like the confidence. Good luck.
Ready to roll here from Bristol. Kyle Larson on pole. Brad Keselowski looking a bit slow under the lights here. Ty Gibbs, it's good to have friends, although I don't want to be friends with that 54 car, as who knows what he is going to do to us on the track if he's willing to dump a teammate when it didn't even matter now as we get ready to roll here from Bristol. Front row, Larson, Briscoe, Bowman on row number 2. The green flag is out. The Eliminator race is underway here for the round of 16. Daniel Suarez, the one we have to beat, is right behind us. Now, I'm not quite sure who wins the tiebreaker. I'm pretty sure it would be me, but I can't guarantee that. Obviously, it comes down to the best finishing position of that round that you're currently in if you tie for the last spot in. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here now. But I'm confident here, 30 laps in stage 1. I would like to get some stage points, but it could be a bit difficult here to accomplish exactly that now as we head down this backstretch immediately up to the outside where I'm most confident and comfortable around this circuit. And the short run, that's going to be a bit of a difficult part of each run for us. The short run, it takes a while for this car to get going. We definitely are a bit slower compared to the cars around us. And Daniel Suarez was actually able to get up my inside here now. So the two drivers fighting for the final spot in the playoffs with the round of 12 running side by side as we tag the wall there. No damage done as we would continue in this battle, but Suarez would clear us on lap 7. I would jump down in front of that 9 of Chase Elliott, who has a bit of a rough starting position here tonight, and same for Martin Truex Jr. Elliott, however, would get up to my outside and go around me, and then Truex actually going to do exactly the same thing. We got Keselowski right there in our mirror as you see me jump back up to the outside behind Truex, trying to get this outside rolling again. But when you have cars in front of you on the outside, it slows you down because the AI are really slow on the outside lane. So to make this outside lane work, you've got to be having an empty lane basically in front of you. You can't have other cars. So I would get stuck here for a little bit, but we dive back down to the inside. We'll get past Truex, looking up the inside again of Suarez, and this is what I was expecting to see. Suarez fade as the run goes on. I don't want to knock my favorite driver out of the playoffs, but obviously I care about myself moving on more than him. A switch back there from Suarez. He tries to fight back up the inside on the exit of 4 to the line, down into 1, about halfway almost through stage 1, and we have now passed that 99 freeway insurance Trackhouse machine. He tries to fight back as we head down into turn 3. Suarez not going to give it up easy, but we clear him officially and say see you later. 19th place is where we're scored with 16 to go on the stage, and we would start to move forward here now as his tires are kicking in. The cars are starting to go in my favor, and we passed Keselowski almost, but then I would get stuck behind the 9 who was on the outside. So now Keselowski would get past him, and here I am having to send it down into turn 1 side by side with the 9, and then we might clear him. Yes, we will get clear of the 9 of Elliott on the exit of turn 2. So up into P18 as Harvick now takes the lead here late in stage number 1 from his teammate of Chase Briscoe as we have just 8 to go in the stage. Looking to the outside now with Keselowski, going to try and get maybe 2 of these drivers here in this vicinity, the 6, and then of course set our sights on the 10 of Eric Almirola now as we're going to go up to that 3rd lane, try to get this ball rolling. On the exit of 2, we continue door to door, and as we went down into turn 3, lap 25, we had now been clear on that 10 car. So up into P16 as a caution is going to fly though late in stage 1. That's playoff contender Michael McDowell into the outside wall, a blown right front tire. That will take him out of the race and put him, of course, out of a chance to win a championship. We would see some strategy here. So Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Chandler Smith, Ty Gibbs, LaJoy, Cindric, all of those guys that would take only 2 tires as we had only a 2-lap dash here in stage number 1. So they are going for the points as we head down this backstretch. Daniel Suarez, he took 4 tires, is only a couple of rows behind me. Of course, we're kind of counteracting what he does tonight. We're really just paying attention to the 99 car unless the 2 car finds a way to win or the 41 finds a way to win, which I don't expect to see happen here. Final lap already of stage 1. Larson, your pole winner, not even in the top 10 as we head down into turn number 3, right behind that 20 of Bell and the 11 of Hamlin. Look at the 5 on the outside. Larson just put himself into the final stage point at the line. What a move. 3 wide around the outside, and he hauled the mail. Larson gets the final stage point, but still not a good stage considering he started on pole. We get P14. Harvick takes the stage victory in his throwback paint scheme, which you guys will see more of later this episode, so stay tuned on that. Another scheme that Sanok whipped up. As you guys know, Harvick running a special paint scheme every race of the playoffs right to the end in Phoenix to cap off his incredible career as we get ready to go racing here. Now for stage number 2, there's going to be some cars that are slow and off the pace. The guys that took 2 tires on the last pit stop: Austin Cindric, Chase Elliott, Corey LaJoie, just to name a few of those names that we had already mentioned on that previous restart. Now as we head down this backstretch, you can already see this outside lane getting a little bit of momentum now. As you can see, Elliott, he was leading the inside as he's on the inside right now of Truex. Harvick clear into the lead. Now as we got Cindric right in front of us, I'm going to get aggressive. We're going to go 3 wide to the outside on the exit of 2. Hopefully we keep it off the wall. Yes, we do. We clear the 2 still side by side with the 5 of Kyle Larson. As you can see, the 14 struggling to get past LaJoie. I am taking significant advantage of this now, and we'll pass the 7. And then we got the 54 of Ty Gibbs as well. And these guys, they're lucky that it's only 28 laps in the stage, because if this goes green long, they could find themselves in quite a bit of trouble for how off the pace they are going to be compared to the 4 tires. Look at this little just traffic jam right here. Kevin Harvick had fallen all the way back because he was stuck behind the 9 of Chase Elliott after briefly taking the lead. You get a good look, though, at the throwback. Absolutely beautiful scheme made by Sanok. And here comes Kyle Busch now to the inside as we're trying to find a way around these guys. Elliott was in my way, but eventually I navigate my way around that 9 car. Elliott not really showing much pace here tonight and hasn't been a huge threat so far to kick off the first 3 races of the playoffs. Now as we head down the backstretch passing Harvick, I'm starting to wonder if Harvick was on the 2 tires strategy as well. We'll clear Martin Truex Jr. Denny Hamlin was just behind me, and eventually he would get to my inside after we would clear all of the slower cars. So now we're on I guess you could say, an equal playing field. Hamlin would pass me. Unfortunately, Chastain and Larson would follow through as well. You can see, of course, the faster cars are going to find their way around me. Pretty common sense at this point. So we run in P8 as a caution is going to come up for the 2nd time here tonight, and all the drivers that took the 2 tires are going to come in, while everybody else, including myself that took 4 on the last caution, are going to stay out. And that means we're not going to gain anything. We're going to come to the caution at P8, and we will restart P8 as well. Chris Buescher, Kyle Busch, Blaney, Bell, and Hamlin, the top 5. Currently, Alex Bowman rounding out the top 10 as we get ready to go back racing here. Chris Buescher won this race in real life last season in 2022, and a part of this storyline, that would be his last win in NASCAR, of course, in the Cup Series, as this is the 2023 storyline. So his 3 IRL wins this season are not whatsoever related to this career mode. As we head down this back straightaway, got Briscoe up our inside on the back bumper of this Trackhouse machine of Chastain, as he was almost looking to the outside of that 20 of Christopher Bell, who's looking to have a nice rebound run, because he had a really rough run in the last episode. Just hasn't, another driver that's been really strong this season, hasn't had a great start to the playoffs. Of course, he's picked up so many playoff points, just like the 9 of Chase Elliott has, that he can afford a rough first round of the playoffs, even maybe a rough second round without too many errors. Right to the back bumper of the 1 of Chastain. He's going to get to the outside wall on the exit of turn 2, so I have to stay put behind him there, and then I dive to the outside on lap 20 of 28 in the stage, looking for a move. We'll pass him, kind of force his hand to back out of it there. Byron on our inside as well, another driver that's been so quiet lately, had a hot start to the season. Chastain, Byron are very identical. They had such a hot start to the season, but then they've really cooled down, and it's been a while since they've both gone to victory lane. Of course, they are still very legitimate playoff contenders here, going right down to the finale, I think, in Phoenix. I wouldn't be surprised to see both of them in the Final Four, because although they've cooled off and haven't been winning as many races as a Christopher Bell, a Chase Elliott, a Kevin Harvick, they have consistency. Here we are in the closing laps of the stage, looking for a potential stage point, because we've gained nothing on Daniel Suarez so far. We're still 3 points below the cut line as we exit 4, coming to 3 to go on the inside of this 14 of Chase Briscoe. Behind us, that's Kurt Busch in the 67. We will clear the 14. That moves us up to P11. Need 1 more spot for a stage point. 2 to go on the stage. Buescher continues to lead, and I don't think we've ever felt the importance of stage points until this moment right here. Out of turn 4, white flag Gagne on the stage up at a P10. Bubba Wallace, however, in my way. We're right on the back of that McDonald's machine as we exit 2. Chastain clear and running away from this group of cars as we go down into 3 and 4 for the final time. Going to jump way up to the outside and try to steal a point right at the line, and we are well past the 23, and that gets us P10 in stage number 2. So the live playoff update is quite simple. Cindric as well as Priest have to win to make the playoffs. We are 2 points below Daniel Suarez, who was scored outside of the top 20 here in stage number 2. Joey Logano being the next closest one on points, but he would need a really bad stage 3 to be anywhere at risk of getting eliminated here tonight. I mean, a really bad stage. He could finish 30th in this race and still advance, basically, unless, of course, the 99 wins or something, and then I get second. We're back underway, though, for stage number 3, P11, as we head down towards turn number 1. Martin Truex Jr. here just in front of us now, as you can see. Kyle Busch, he was able to get the lead out of the pit lane, so he is in control as we head down into turn number 3. So that 14 clear to get down to the inside. You see Larson, Blaney, Hamlin up there as well, and we've talked about it every episode at this point. I feel like Larson, Hamlin, Logano, the big 3 names that have gone winless this season. Could we see one of those changes here tonight? I thought it was going to be Larson, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Cindric up the inside on the exit of turn number 4. So we enter stage 3, as we already mentioned, 2 points below the cut line, and we just have to look in our mirror to see what the 99 of Daniel Suarez is doing, and we know we're well more than 2 positions ahead of that 99 car on the outside wall on the exit of turn 2. Not a huge deal right there. We'll keep it going. No damage. Harvick gets past us. He's trying to make up for, of course, the awkward 2-tire call that set him back. Logano up our inside. He would get past me as I would get stuck behind these cars on the top of Briscoe and Christopher Bell, who's now fallen outside of the top 10, so I briefly decide to jump down to the inside. Kyle Busch continues to lead the way here with 53 laps of racing, which sounds like a lot of racing, but at Bristol, when you're running 14, 15-second lap times, 50 laps is really not that much time here. Chase Elliott now, he gets to my inside as we come through 1 and 2, and he will clear us, and he's going to set his sights on passing the Jimmy Buffett tribute car made by D-Money there, as we'll look to the inside of the 20 ourselves, and we're going to try and complete the pass. We would fight with him for a few moments, but I would send it into 3, and then the caution actually is going to fly here now as Kyle Busch out in front over Blaney, Truex, Buescher, Hamlin. Your top 5 will get a look here at why we are under caution. It's actually for Rick Ware's Cole Custer, who goes for a spin there in 3 and 4. Custer, of course, fighting for an Xfinity Series championship, as he would take a few hits there as well. Everybody comes in, and we would take 4 tires, and most drivers would take 4 tires, but 2 drivers, the Trackhouse cars, Chastain, Suarez, are on 2 tires. A desperation call from not only Suarez, but the whole team in an attempt to find a way to get him into the round of 12. Obviously, all Suarez needs to do is either finish in front of me or finish on my rear bumper, and he would still get in by a point. But you can see, look at the 99, already going backwards here on lap 81, 45 laps to go, and Suarez, unless something crazy happens, a desperation call has made things extremely easy for myself to be able to advance into the next round of the playoffs. Now, Larson into the back of the 99 would jump up to the outside behind that Fast and All machine, piloted there by Chris Buescher. He would pass him. Larson would get aggressive. I'm right on the back of my playoff competitor. We drive into the back of him, give him the little bump and run, and that's going to send him sliding into 3, so we'll clear the 99. Up at a P11, getting a little bit aggressive with, of course, Suarez in these closing moments of the race, but he would continue to fade down the order. Life has been made easy. Life is Roblox, as DJ Khaled says, but now life is easy for us here now. We just got to bring this home. 34 laps to go. As long as we don't crash, nothing crazy happens, we will advance into the round of 12, and I am so glad that this race was here on the calendar, because if this was, say, a 1.5 mile circuit like Kansas, I don't know if we would have been in a position to advance into the playoffs, of course, or into the round of 12, I should say. Plate track could go either way. Road course, Daniel Suarez is really good at the road courses. We're good at the road courses. It would have been a pretty even matchup. This is where I felt like it was a not even matchup, and the advantage was in my hands here with Colleague Racing. Up to 9th place, into the top 10 here now for the first time since the end of stage 2, and we were on a roll. Kyle Busch working his way through lap traffic. traffic. He's hoping it stays green. We're going for an overtake on lap 100 here on the 9 of Chase Elliott. Will clear him into 1 and 2. Thank you very much, Mr. Chase Elliott, who's had a decent rebound here tonight, by the way. But up into P8 we go with these final 25 laps getting underway here as we continue on. And you can see working our way through lap traffic now in these closing 20 laps of this race, passing Zane Smith. His future is still uncertain. He'll definitely be full-time in Xfinity next season, so stay tuned on that. Just where, not 100% sure quite yet on that one, but we continue on working our way through lap traffic. Joey Logano is down to 32nd. I do not know what's happened to him, but Denny Hamlin, by the way, out in front in this race now, but the caution's gonna fly. With 14 laps to go, I see smoke up ahead here in turn 1. Something's gone wrong. It's Bubba Wallace who's blown a tire and has gone crashing to bring out the caution late in this race. Daniel Suarez, the first car a lap down. He will get the lucky dog, but he has to start at the tail end of the longest line. So, as long as we do not crash this car, we will advance into the round of 12. It's quite simple. Cindric can't win. The 41 of Priest can't win. We're going to get back underway racing, and we can even get aggressive. And we can't do that because I just slammed into the back of the 5, and that destroyed my restart pace, so never mind. We head down into turn 1 and just holding this outside lane and hoping for the best and see if we can maybe get a top 10 result out of it. Hamlin out in front. It's Buescher to second, Harvick to third. Kyle Busch, who was leading, of course, just a little bit of time ago, is now down to fourth under pressure from Martin Truex Jr. Back to the outside of the 20 of that Margaritaville Toyota Camry there of Christopher Bell. And we continue on this outside, getting alongside actually Kyle Larson, putting some pressure on him in these closing laps. He would get to the inside following the 12 of Blaney, past the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. Now, as we would try to follow through as well, but passing on the inside for me is so difficult. Denny Hamlin, though, in control. We actually complete the pass on the inside, however, up into P7, passing Truex now in these closing final couple of laps. Winless season it has been for Denny Hamlin. Is that about to change? Finally, at a good time, of course, to get on a roll would be right here in the playoffs now. 2 laps ago here in Bristol, Hamlin with a very sizable margin over second place, which now went to Blaney. He was able to pass Harvick, and Hamlin's got half a straightaway on second place as we come through 3 and 4, approaching the final lap. Larson, Buescher just in front of us now. We look to the inside. White flag is officially in the air. This race is official here. Down into 1 and 2. It was a grind in the first round of the playoffs, and that's just a sign of things to come for us, because now we know if we make it through 3 and 4, we'll be fighting in the round of 12. Denny Hamlin, first win of the season at Bristol. Under the lights, we exit 4. Larson gets Buescher at the line. We're going to get P7 here in the Bass Pro Shops night race. We will absolutely take that, and that will, like I said, advance us into the next round of the playoffs. A good day for Colleague there. All 3 cars in the top 20, with Haley just outside the top 10, Smith in 19th place. Suarez, 24th place. Unfortunate end to the season, to the playoff run, I should say, for him, as the first round is already over, and you can see it. We ended up making it by 15 points over the 99. Logano only had 5 points on me. Cindric up by 34, McDowell 38. Even with the DNF, he still beat Ryan Preece. What a first round, though, of the playoffs. A lot of fun. Not a whole lot of playoff drama. You see the Truck Series playoff grid. You'll see the Xfinity one and the updated Cup Series playoff grid. Allmendinger, he's locked into the next round in the Xfinity Series. But the Cup Series playoff grid, we will see what our situation is going into the round of 12. It's probably not going to be great, but it probably won't be too bad. And yeah, sure enough, we're 9 points out. So myself and Logano, both 9 points out. Larson's out by 7 with a winless season. Truex is out by 5. And then, of course, you see the rest of the guys there with Bell and Elliott being at the top of the grid. We will start the next round at Texas, unfortunately, in the next episode. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a great day.